Okay, yeah, we should be back. So I had a lot of problems just setting up this tournament, and I messed up on one character and then kind of reset it, and then the game just decided to, or not the game, but Streamlabs just decided to give me a bunch of frame rate drops, which is always nice. So then I'm just going to reset the entire tournament because it's been kind of messed up so far. Hopefully this one goes a bit better than the last ones have. But yeah, for this tournament, we've got Zelda, Pikachu, Ness, Ryu, Lucas, Bowser Jr., Marth, Sonic, Robin, Samus, Inkling, Rob, Villager, Ken, Dr. Mario, and Lucina. It's very similar to the original roster we had, except Rob, Inkling, Villager, Marth, Sonic, Lucas, and Ryu have been added. Or I guess Robin and Samus have also been added. Yeah, there are a few characters that were in the last tournaments that were added. But yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to reset this to where Zelda's in Game 1, because that's kind of what happened in the last tournament. But other than that, all the other matches are going to be completely random. Yeah, for Game 1 here, we've got Zelda versus Villager. We're not going to skip this battle. Okay, I almost skipped it because I hit left, but it didn't go left, because sometimes it just doesn't read the input on this selection menu. That almost happened in the last CPU tournament number 13, and that kind of messed me up in the last CPU tournament I did just a few minutes ago, and that's why I had to reset this one. And also Streamlabs decided not to work, but hopefully that works a little bit better. And if my power does go out during the stream, because there's supposed to be another storm, because that's kind of what delayed my stream, but if there's another storm, then and my power was out, then that's probably why the stream ended. As Zelda's going to land a forward smash on Villager here and kind of even out the game, although Villager does land a jab at about a 15% loss, although now she does gain some percent off of that fair. Gets another down air. Got basically 2 down airs, but Villager's recovery is so busted that he lived. So, it lands the down tilt. No, it doesn't really do much for her. It does kind of keep her lead, though. Yeah, that up air is going to kill Villager. So Zelda takes the first stock in about a minute. So yeah, I'm hoping this tournament also goes a little bit faster than the last one did, because it took about 30 minutes to get through the first half of the bracket for round 1. Yeah, Villager's going to be able to recover from that, as I said earlier, his recovery, it's really good. Zelda's starting to kind of run into all of Villager's projectiles while trying to set up a Phantom. Though she is starting to use her neutral special to be able to reflect them, although she does roll into that larger rocket, so maybe never mind. Up air is going to kind of give her a safe turn the stage. Villager definitely still could have edge guarded her. Or not edge guarded, but ledge trapped her. Though he didn't really go for it. Villager is able to take Zelda's stock though. But yeah, Zelda kind of not doing that great at the beginning of this stock, although she does land that back air, and it is going to be able to take Villager's stock at 70 actually. With a dead sweet spot, so that's kind of strange. Lands one hit of Nair out of down air, which I've never seen that drop hits, but yeah, it keeps only hitting like 1 or 2 hits of neutral air, so that's kind of strange. Lands another Phantom. Villager kind of keeps running into the Phantoms, and the forward smash is actually going to kill. I didn't really expect it to kill that early. And for game 2 of round 1, we have Rob versus Lucina. It was a different Lucina that was in the last CPU tournament, and she had to fight Ken and won, but I don't really know what's going to happen in this game, as Lucina kind of does struggle against projectiles, and Rob has a few. And it's going to land a few fairs and kind of get a bit of damage in on Rob and actually take back the lead after kind of struggling at the beginning, although not really, it's just the first 30 seconds of the match. Rob goes for the down smash out of the spot dodge, but Lucina was nowhere near him. She does land a fair after catching him rolling onto the platform above her. Up air gets parried by Rob, so she punishes Rob's punish of whatever he was trying to do with a fair. I can't really tell what he was trying. I think he tried to go for a forward smash. Maybe neutral special, actually, because they do look very similar. Yeah, up smash is going to be able to take Lucina stock there and takes the first stock of the match. About 1 minute and 15 seconds, so definitely a bit of a slower stock. Lucina needs to be able to take Rob's stock pretty soon, though, if she's gonna kind of get a comeback started. Although she can still get a comeback started on the second stock if she's at about 50%, I would say. But Rob obviously has a lot of projectiles, and Lucina definitely has a really bad time against him, so. And like down special can edge guard Lucina really well. Yeah, up special to back air is going to be able to take Rob's stock pretty early on. Lucina at about 56%, Rob still at 0. Air dodge almost killed her, or the air dodge almost killed her there, but she is going to make it back to stage. Starts getting a bit of percent on Rob, although it's a bit too slow on the neutral special, and Rob's neutral special beat her out. But she was only at about a 20%, or I guess now it's about 32% disadvantage, which isn't that bad. That down tilt from Rob definitely going to hurt Lucina and the back air as well, but does allow her to recover. She's still at the ledge though, which is not that great. Rob doing a really good job of keeping pressure on Lucina though. Does have the little Beyblade in his hand now, or a Gyromite, which Lucina does lose the stock to, but does get in a bit of damage before losing the stock. Living to 150 is definitely better than living at 105, or I mean dying at 105 compared to dying at 150. Rob's starting to get a few up tilts, so Lucina was a bit above him. Up tilt doesn't really hit opponents if they're right next to him, even taller ones. Most of the time we'll be able to avoid up tilt, but that down air, it's not going to get the spike hit, but it will be enough to take Rob's stock. Lucina at about a 6% disadvantage, though it does increase after those down tilts, because for some reason down tilt does a lot of damage. Down throw doesn't combo to up air at that percent, but Rob's going to keep trying to go for it. That time he does get it though, as Lucina kind of just jumps above him, rather than jumping away from him. Yeah, Lucina's going to get hit by the nair, but lands a back air. Both of them have really good techs right there. Rob is able to land a nair as soon as he lands. Lucina at about a 1% disadvantage now, so she could come back from this, but Rob doing a really good job of maintaining the lead. Although now it's not 1%, obviously. That up smash almost killed Lucina at about 80. Will kill now at 100. Lucina takes back the lead that she had at the beginning. Final stock, it's going to be last hit game most likely, unless they go to sudden death, which is definitely a possibility at this point. Back air, not going to be enough to kill. 17 seconds left, so both characters are at the kill percent for different moves. Now Lucina's at kill percent for pretty much any move that Rob's at kill percent for Lucina for. That up special from Lucina, not going to be enough to kill. I knew that she was probably going to up special to get back to stage, but they are going to go to sudden death. So it's pretty much anyone's game here. Pretty much whoever gets the first hit, although Rob's neutral special wasn't enough to kill, although his down air is going to hit Lucina through the platform somehow. Very strange hitbox, and Rob does move on. But yeah, I always like when the CPUs have some sort of a comeback, but recently there hasn't really been that much. But yeah, now we've got Robin versus Ryu. But yeah, now it's starting to thunder a lot outside. But I'm hoping that the stream stays on, because I have like my laptop using the stream. It's just the only thing that's like plugged in is my Switch. And I don't know if I unplug that. Yeah, if I unplug that actually, then it is going to end the stream, because then the video will be gone. Thought maybe it would stay on, but it actually just turns off the dock, and I'm streaming through the dock. But yeah, Ryu's actually doing a really good job at the beginning here. Robin kind of just keeps jumping off the side and up specialing, which is depleting his tome a lot. Like Ryu, all Ryu basically just has to do is just get Robin off stage once, and then Robin can't recover. Currently, Robin doesn't even have the books, though. For sure, Robin won't be able to recover. Sure, you can not going to be enough to kill there. But yeah, Robin gets the the focus canceled because got pushed off the ledge by Ryu. But yeah, Robin's gonna get a bit of damage on Ryu here at the beginning. Ryu landing a back air, not a common move from Ryu or Ken, as they do face their opponents in one-on-one battles, but it still can happen occasionally. Robin with tech able to stay alive. I think Robin maybe could have lived if Robin had their jump, if they wouldn't have tech that. But I'm not too sure. Ryu and Robin both having really good teching skills at the ledge. For some reason they keep just fighting at the ledge and then just tagging in the stage. Which I understand that stage spiking is a really fast way to end a stock, but it's not the only way. I guess Ryu did take Robin's first stock with Shoryuken. And that up air is going to be enough to kill, so with the star KO as well. Or not star, but I guess just the screen KO, because Robin kind of ran into the screen. Yeah, that up special is actually going to be enough to take Ryu stock there. I think he could have slide special to get back, but I guess he just didn't do it fast enough, or maybe he just messed up his DI. You're both throwing out a fire move. Robin with a few arc fires, not going to be able to combo off of the mini. I mean, Ryu still has a stock advantage over Robin, so Robin definitely needs to take the stock pretty soon to be able to get a comeback here. And Ryu's getting in a lot of damage. Yeah, that back air, not going to be enough to kill. If Robin would have grabbed that Levin sword and then used it to edgeguard Ryu, that would have been great. Or if Levin sword would have been lost like a second later, then it probably could have edgeguarded Ryu. And that definitely would have helped out Robin a lot, but Ryu is going to ledge trump Robin into a back air, which is going to be enough to take Robin's stock. And Ryu then moves on to round 2. Now we've got Pikachu versus Sonic. They saved each other in World of Light, or at least Sonic attempted to save Pikachu in World of Light, apparently. But now they're here to battle at Pokemon Stadium. Sonic landing the first hit being an up smash. Sonic did pretty well in the last tournament against most opponents. He did make it all the way to semifinals, but then he lost to Link. Though Link's not in this tournament, so maybe he has a better chance. And then Zelda's still in, but I think Zelda might get eliminated pretty soon, or at least I'm kind of hoping, so that way people don't have to enter the contest champions for free, because that hurts their ranking if they can't win tournaments. Yeah, Sonic not doing that great at the beginning here. Keep going for side special against Pikachu, but Pikachu just keeps shielding it. And Sonic's not really changing up his playstyle at all. Does just randomly throw it on up smash and it does connect. Though Pikachu keeps just Thunder Jolting his side special. Though he does get the advantage here with that down tilt forward air. Pikachu is able to get back to stage. Sonic with an up air into an up smash is going to be enough to kill. Sonic taking the first stock. Double parry on the back air, but then shields the rest just to be safe. Pikachu not fast enough on the grab to be able to get Sonic. Yeah, with the Nair, it's not going to be enough to get Pikachu for sure, but it was a pretty good attempt. Coming up from Sonic. Pikachu already at about 50% on this stock. Sonic's still at about 120. Although now he's at 122.7, Pikachu's at 47.8, I guess, if you want to know the exact numbers. Sonic does eventually land a side special, but that probably will just encourage him to do more side specials. Although I don't think that's what's encouraged him to do side specials. It's just a chance of landing one. But yeah, now it's starting to rain and stuff, so... I don't think it's supposed to get too bad outside, but if it does or if the power goes out, then I'll probably just have to end this stream. Yeah, Sonic at 180%, still living. Pikachu with the Nair. It's not going to be able to connect all of the hits, or I think it did connect and maybe it just doesn't have any knockback. No, it does have knockback, it just didn't connect all the hits, actually. It's like Mewtwo's Nair. Yeah, the down air is going to be enough to kill though. Sonic was trying to charge an up smash and that would have actually taken Pikachu's stock there, but Pikachu is still at a pretty bad disadvantage on this stock. And that fair is actually going to be enough to kill because it does land all of the hits. Sonic definitely has a pretty big lead on Pikachu here, but Pikachu can still take it back pretty easily. Sonic's not that hard of a character to edgeguard, for Pikachu at least. So, that definitely could happen at about like 0% or anything like that. Sonic could also just do something other than spin dash for once and actually be able to beat Pikachu. Though I don't think Sonic could edgeguard Pikachu, because Pikachu's got too great of a recovery. Unless Sonic hit Pikachu out of the jump and then Pikachu messed up on the quick attack. But I don't think I've ever seen a Pikachu die from messing up the recovery, at least level 9 CPU Pikachu. Yes, Sonic is going to trip from that Thunder Jolt, but Pikachu really doesn't follow up that well, and he does get the down air though, so this is going to even up the game a lot, because Pikachu was doing a really good job of not getting hit. I was going to say that, but then gets the down air. Got hit for about 33.6% after Sonic respawned with the invincibility, but lands a forward smash while Sonic's charging up a spin dash, and it's going to pretty much even up the game. Sonic still has a bit of an advantage, but Pikachu could definitely take back the lead with just a few hits, especially if Sonic just keeps spamming side special, which, judging by the second side special, I feel like he's probably going to do that. There's a third side special this stock. Fourth one, fifth one. That one does connect on the last two hits though. Sixth side special. Pikachu counters it with a Nair. Seventh side special. Oh wait, Sonic's gonna time Pikachu out, I think. Or maybe the other way around. Yeah, Pikachu might not be able to... Okay, so Pikachu did land a down tilt there. It's like... Hey, I think Sonic's just landed a fair, so I don't think Pikachu was able to take the game, but then Pikachu actually was the one who landed a down tilt on Sonic. So yeah, I think Pikachu actually camped Sonic out, so that way Pikachu could actually win the game, because Pikachu probably wasn't going to win that game had it not run to time. But, I don't know. But yeah, now we've got Dr. Mario versus Lucas. Going to be at Castle Siege, which is a pretty good stage for Dr. Mario. He gets to kill a bit faster, although he doesn't get to run away from Lucas's projectiles as much. Hopefully this time he doesn't really SD at 0 like he did in his last game, but he was able to still win, even though he did SD at 0 against the Ice Climbers. I thought he was going to go for the cape, but Lucas... Oh, he actually makes it back to stage. Oh, he SD'd. If that would have been Ness, that would have been an SD, but Lucas goes a bit further with its PK Thunder than Ness does. Down tilt, it's going to get parried by Lucas into a forward smash, but Dr. Mario's still going to live. Going to land a back throw. Tries to land an angled upward forward tilt to punish Lucas's Zaire, but it doesn't really work that way. Or I guess tether in that case, but lands the up special, and it is going to be enough to take Lucas's stock. It's basically just a Shoryuken. Although it can be comboed into or cancelled out. But Lucas lands an up smash of its own, and it is going to be enough to take Dr. Mario's stock. Lands a down special on Lucas, and then it is going to put Lucas in a pretty bad spot, but he footstools Dr. Mario, and that is going to be enough to take his stock. But yeah, losing the down special there was pretty bad, but he was able to up special to get back to stage there. But I think he had saved his jump, which was pretty smart, because if he wouldn't have saved his jump there, he probably would have died. But if he didn't save his jump and he made it with up special, then just ignore that. Yeah, parries the up smash that time instead of getting hit by it. Definitely an improvement over his first stock. Lucas knows that Dr. Mario is probably going to have to approach him for most of this game, so he's trying to camp Doc out using PK Fire. But Dr. Mario does get in and lands a down special. Has another down special as well. This one's still not going to be able to kill. Up air, not going to be able to kill either. But Dr. Mario does SD by down specialing off stage, and then falling off stage after down specialing. So Lucas does move on to round 2. Definitely not the stock that you want to SD on, but he still played pretty well, Doc. But Lucas just did a bit better, so now we have Ness versus Marth. Ness is definitely going to have a pretty strong advantage over Marth here, but Marth does get a bit more spacing, because Ness is going to try to space him out. So I really don't know who wins this. I would think Ness would, but it seems like Marth is about to get a 0 to death on Ness. I would consider that a 0 to death. But that still did 26% to Marth for hitting the weak hit of up special. Just give you an idea of how strong that move is. But yeah, if Ness wins this game, we can see Ness versus Lucas. But if Marth wins this game, we can see Marth versus Lucas. So I guess that's just going to be the next characters. But yeah, up tilt gets countered by Marth. Lands a forward air, gets the tipper as well. Ness is facing away from the stage, but does land that up special, and Marth doesn't make it backstage, but neither does Ness. Alright, I guess Marth technically did make it backstage, he just went a little bit too high up and died on the top lasso. But yeah, I don't know why Marth keeps doing these kamikaze edge guards when all he has to do to counteract Ness's up special is just run off stage and counter. But it still works, so I guess whatever works. Marth still has a lead in terms of stocks, but not in terms of percent. Up special is definitely going to help Marth recover there, a lot more than it would hurt him to recover. Especially if Marth saved his jump like he did. But that's a pretty bad position for Marth to be in. Oh, I guess he can make that back, for sure. Or he keeps up specialing at the same spot every time, and Ness just keeps calling it. But that time he is able to actually tech the hit rather than trade with the PK Thunder, so it does work out a bit better for him. But Ness still going to be able to get a kill from PK Thunder to up air. I just don't understand why Marth didn't mix that up at all. Because Marth was doing really good at the beginning of this game, but then that's going to be what gives Ness the advantage and allow Ness to win. just doesn't really make that much sense. Yeah, they both just spaced out of the way of each other's smash attacks just perfectly. Because you don't want to be hit by tip or forward smash from Mars because it just destroys people. Yeah, that up smash from Ness is going to be enough to take the stock, so Ness does move on to round 2. Yeah, pretty solid comeback from Ness. Kind of don't agree with his methods of edge guarding with PK Thunder, and then just spamming PK Thunder rather than going for like a downer. But it didn't even work on Mars because Mars was able to get back to stage. But yeah, now we have Inkling versus Ken. Another pretty bad matchup for Ken on this tournament. The last time that I did a tournament and I had to so like right before this tournament, Ken had to fight Lucina and lost. But definitely doesn't really have that strong of a matchup against Inkling, I would say. Don't know why my voice is cracking so much now. I guess because I've been talking a bit. But yeah, up air from Inkling to do a bit more damage to Ken. Ken's already at 80% on this stock and it's been about 30 seconds. Lands a nair into an up smash. Tries to line a few up airs, but all of them miss, so then I think Inkling went for a nair. But now Inkling's out of ink. So this would be the perfect time to approach Inkling, but Ness, I mean not Ness, but Ken. Ness was in the last game. Ken kind of just can't approach Inkling at the moment still. Ken recovering really low there, but Inkling was there to be able to cover it with an up air and save Ken. Ken at 193%. Like, jab, sure you should kill Inkling. Now, at 77, if Ken's at 200, due to rage. Unless you do it off stage, and then allow Inkling to be able to tech it, but he went for the down tilt to kind of start the combo, but didn't land another down tilt, and Inkling was able to grab Ken and back throw him, which is going to be enough to take a stock. But yeah, that down air to Shoryuken is going to be enough to take Inkling's stock, so it's pretty much an even game once again. Hadouken gets parried by Inkling, and then Inkling up smashes out of the parry. But Ken is actually able to take back the lead with that up smash, though Inkling has enough ink on Ken to where the hits are going to start allowing Inkling to be able to take a lead and then run with it pretty much. Because Inkling's hits will just do like 20% for back air, for example. Although now Ken's lost all of his ink, so it should be okay. Inkling recovering really low there, but still able to make it back. Ken keeps recovering really low, and then Inkling will try to cover it, but then Inkling kind of just nairs or something like that, and then Ken ends up in the wall, rather than going for down air. I don't know why, but pretty much only like the Captain Falcon CPUs ever go for down air off stage. Like, there's been a few others, like, there was Lucina in the last CPU tournament, but and Ken barely surviving that down smash because Inkling misspaced. Yeah, another roller is going to do a bit more damage to Ken. Ken's probably going to live to 200% on this stock as well, it looks like. But yeah, blocks both of the roller hits and doesn't punish Inkling for doing it, even though Inkling has like 50 frames of end lag or something like that. But Inkling does land the up smash and loses all the ink from it, but does gain it back. Ken definitely needs to be able to take the stock here to even out the game, so that way he can maybe have an advantage. But he's kind of just letting Inkling hit him, and then kind of running up and focusing for too long. Down air does spike, which doesn't allow Ken to be able to Shoryuken. As Inkling's already at 172%. At what point do you just run up to Inkling and then just Shoryuken? Well, now Ken's dead from the back air, but yeah, that's going to be the game. Definitely not one of Ken's stronger matchups, but I feel like he could have done a bit better at the end, especially. Now we have Samus versus Bowser Jr., so this might be a long game. Although, the last game we had a lot of zoners, and they finished their matches in like 2 minutes. But whenever it's a zoner versus a rushdown character, it just, like, drags on forever. Yeah, we're gonna be at Yoshi's Island Brawl for this. I get to listen to the Yoshi meme music. Yeah, Samus with a pretty big lead over Bowser Jr. at the beginning here, about 60%. The Bowser Jr. does land that down air to kind of start getting in some percent. It's not going to be enough to make the gap that much smaller, but it's definitely going to help, especially with things like that Mecha Koopa. Down smash is also going to help that out. But yeah, Samus does have a fully charged shot, so just one shot from that will be able to take Bowser Jr. stock, or a down air as well. Another down air coming out from Samus, and it is going to be enough to kill Bowser Jr. at 0. A really good 0 to death from Samus there. Or I believe that was a 0 to death. But yeah, Samus still has the fully charged shot. Still at 95% on the first stock. Lands the third down air, although it's not off stage. Does land the B reverse charge shot, so basically just like a 180 no scope. Lands the back air on Bowser Jr., and that is maybe going to be enough. No, actually Bowser Jr. still had his up special. I wasn't sure if he had that or not. If he wouldn't have had his up special, that would have been the game. But yeah, Bowser Jr. definitely needs to start getting in some stocks pretty soon. And then having like a perfect run on the last stock. Because he's already at 157.4%. It's definitely a doable comeback for sure, but it's going to be a rough one. Like, any comeback is technically doable, but you just have to play pretty much perfectly. Which Bowser Jr. did already take a stock, but Samus gets a back air, and that is going to be enough to take Bowser Jr.'s stock. I was going to say one stock is all you need to get started, but it seems like Samus decided that one stock is all you're going to need to end it. So now we move on to round 2 in about 32 minutes, which isn't that bad. I believe in the last CPU tournament, so in CPU tournament number 13, not the one that I have reported, and then, or before this one, but in CPU tournament number 13, I think it took us like 35 to 37 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go! But yeah, we've got another zoner versus zoner here being Zelda versus Rob. Zelda covering really low there for some reason, after trying to cover Rob's really low recovery. Even though Rob recovered much faster than Zelda did, even though Zelda's recovery is much faster than Rob's. Wait, does KK not show up on the scene? Like KK Slider? I thought he did. Maybe I'm thinking of Town and City. Because this is just Smashville. But I thought he always stood on the log whenever he played music. So I don't know if that's a glitch or if I'm just thinking of the wrong stage. But I thought he just was on all Animal Crossing stages. Hit Rob landing the upper. It is going to be able to kill Zelda at like about 80% for some reason. I killed Zelda ridiculously early. I guess Zelda just couldn't DI, or DI'd incorrectly by DIing the wrong way and making it where she goes through the blast zone faster. Yeah, she does land that down air on Rob, so that is pretty much going to even out the game. Like, Rob has a 4.7% advantage over Zelda, which she then takes back with a forward air. That doesn't even sweet spot. Yeah, I could not speak there for some reason. Yeah, Rob trying to zone a bit, but Zelda does approach him, because Zelda's starting to play pretty aggressively against Rob. Which is kind of what you're going to have to do. Like, Rob is kind of a setup character more than a zoner, I would say, so he does kind of have to play aggressively. But Zelda is just playing as an aggressive zoner, and that kind of just counters Rob. least at the moment. Like running in with the Knight and then landing Din's Fire or Din's Flame for edge guards, or you know, just the Phantom for edge guards as well for some reason. But yeah, Rob does have the Beyblade in hand, so might let it rip, or he gets up aired and doesn't have a chance to let it rip. Side special, doesn't land another side special off of it, but does land a neutral air to a down air, and it does sweet spot the down air, but Rob is on stage, so it doesn't really matter that much. Rob definitely needs to start getting in some hits on this stock if he's going to have a chance to come back. Can't just cheese Zelda off the top again. Well, I guess maybe he can. Looks like that's actually what he's going to do. But Zelda is able to mash, so she does get out of that at like 130%, which is pretty impressive actually. Like, I can't mash out at percents at about like 95, I would say I can't mash to be able to escape Rob's up smash. But she does land the lightning kick on Rob and it somehow kills him. I guess he died into the blast zone as well. So yeah, both characters have kind of messed up on one of their DIs, or at least that's what I'm guessing, because I don't think that should have killed from center stage at the percent Rob was. Or I guess he was kind of at a high percent. Now we've got Pikachu versus Ryu, so pretty bad matchup for Ryu. Did make it a bit further than Ken, but I don't think he might make it through this game. We're gonna be at Pokemon Stadium again. Although this one's the other Pokemon Stadium. I don't know the differences between them. I guessed earlier that I think this one's 2 because of the 2 lines on the ground where Pikachu's standing, and then one only has 1 line on the ground where they would be standing. I think that's the difference, but I'm honestly not that sure. Because that could be the opposite, and then you gotta remember them from opposites. But yeah, Ryu at about 83.3% now. On first stock, Pikachu's only at about 44.7. So Pikachu has a bit of an advantage here. Forward air doesn't connect all the hits, so Pikachu, I mean, not Pikachu, but Ryu is able to recover. Yeah, Pikachu landing a few down airs. Tries to land another fair. It's not going to be enough to take the stock, and then Pikachu tries to do another fair. It drops as well. And then Pikachu saves Ryu with a quick attack. Don't know why Pikachu keeps getting all these drag down fairs, but Ryu is going to be able to side special, or I think he command inputted that for that to kill Pikachu, because I don't think that would have killed if he just would have done slide B at that percent. Well, maybe, because he has Rage. Goes for a pretty low recovery. Pikachu tries to cover it, but is way too low compared to where Ryu was at the time. Ryu charges up a down smash and able to get 30% off of it. Which definitely is not bad for like a 2-hit combo. And Ryu at 189%, he is going to lose stock to up air. I wasn't sure if he was going to live that or not, and he was going to be like hit and live to like 200%, but I mean, he got kind of close. Pikachu's at 120% this stock, so Pikachu has a pretty large disadvantage compared to Ryu. Almost a 100% disadvantage, actually. Although, Pikachu is starting to thin the gap, or I guess Ryu's going to side special again to take Pikachu's stock. I guess Ryu's is a bit stronger than Ken's because it's just single hit. That could be why I'm getting flipped reviews. Because I'm used to Ken's side special, because I don't really play Ryu that much. And Ken's side special just doesn't do anything at all except recover. I mean, I guess it can kind of be used in combos, but it doesn't really kill as well as Ryu's. Yeah, that fair off stage is actually going to connect all the hits, so Pikachu does get a really good edge guard on Ryu there. Maybe could get a comeback started. Although Pikachu is at 59.8% compared to Ryu's 22.5, and that was a big strike of lightning there. But, yeah, and then you could hear the thunder afterwards as well. Couldn't see it, but definitely hear it. And I can kind of see the flashing. I have my blinds closed on, like where I can see through the window. So I can't really see that, but I can just see it flashing. Yeah, Ryu, I think he landed a back air there to Pikachu's quick attack and it was able to counter it. Or at least trade with it. But Ryu has a pretty small disadvantage here. He could definitely take the game with just like an up smash or a Shoryuken as Pikachu's pretty light. But Pikachu, all he needs is just one good edge guard on Ryu. Which Ryu's kind of setting himself up to be edge guarded. That back air almost killed Ryu if it would have hit all the hits. But dash attack is going to be enough to take Ryu's stock, so that was definitely a last hit game, for sure. Ryu actually did really well in that matchup. I thought he was going to struggle with that a lot more than he did. Because he had the lead there for a while, but then Pikachu started to come back. Yeah, now we have Ness versus Lucas. Ness was able to kind of cheese his way to victory against Marth in the last game using up specials, but I don't think that might work on Lucas as well. Going to be at Fountain of Dreams. Both of them starting off with PK fires at each other. Just like all Ness and Lucas players, but I guess mainly Ness players. I don't really see Lucas players use PK fire that much. At the beginning of matches, at least. Yeah, Lucas has a bit of an advantage over Ness currently, but Ness is going to land that PK fire and take the lead by about 2%. And Ness landing a lot of PK fires that time to get an even more percent on Lucas. I think Lucas can actually nair loop. I didn't realize that, but he almost did it there. Like, he could have just, if he would have done another drag down nair and just kept spamming that, I would have been pretty impressed. Because I think the only characters in the game that can nair loop are Pikachu and then maybe Mewtwo. But I guess Ness has a pretty similar, I mean not Ness, but Lucas has a pretty similar nair, so maybe he can as well. But yeah, Ness is able to take Lucas's first stock. That's why I'd set Ness in the middle of that sentence. But Lucas kind of landed, but he tried to PK fire when he landed, so he had landing lag, and then Ness just forward smashed him, and then he forward smashed him again. Yeah, both characters trying to kind of space away from each other at the moment. Lucas definitely needs to start getting in some hits. If not, then he might not be able to take the game from Ness. Yeah, Ness with the forward throw. Starts an edge guard with PK Thunder. Yeah, PK Fire into dash attack from Ness, not going to be able to kill, but he does kill with the up special. So, Lucas at about... Alright, he's on his tournament stock at 0%, or now 16.3, and Ness is still at 130.5 on his first stock. So we could see a 3 stock from Ness for sure. Could also see a reverse 3 stock from Lucas, or JV3, or JV2, pretty much anything can happen at this rate. But yeah, looks like we might see a 3 stock from Lucas, or from Ness, sorry. I don't know why I'm starting to confuse them like Link and Toon Link, or Young Link and Toon Link. Now I can't even say that right. But yeah, Ness is going to be able to 3 stock with the up smash, and move on to semifinals. Going to either be playing Inkling or Samus. Just depends on who wins this game. Gonna be on Final Destination. Inkling gonna start off with a Splat Bomb to get in a bit of ink. Splat Bomb just uses like so much ink, or like it puts so much ink on your opponent in the beginning, so it's probably one of your better starting moves. I would say between that and jab, like just running up and jabbing your opponent as Inkling, just to go ahead and get ink on them. It's probably like your best options. Although in Final Destination, Splat Bomb might be a little bit more effective than on like Battlefield, because then they can just drop through the platform to avoid it. Yeah, Samus does have a bit of ink on her, but not too bad. Although that is a very weird Splat Bomb. And they kind of ran into the down special that Samus plays, I don't know what that one's called, and then bounced off of it and then exploded underneath Samus. And jab gonna get a lot of percent off of it, and a lot of ink. lands a back throw. Not going to be enough to kill, though, as Samus is at about 150%. That would be from the other side of the stage, but down smash out of the roller is going to be enough to kill Samus. And Samus lands a down air on Inkling and is able to take the stock. So now it's pretty much an even game. That was actually a really nice down air from Samus, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Samus had a few nice down airs in the last game as well. So I can definitely see them returning. But yeah, Samus actually takes the lead. Almost lands that down air, but Inkling was able to up specials just fast enough. Or I think Inkling might have been above Samus, actually. Yeah, Samus at about a 1.9% disadvantage now to Inkling, although that back air is going to increase that percent by a lot. Does land the footstool on top of Inkling and then nairs the up special, but it's still not enough to give Samus the lead. Inkling is out of ink now, so maybe this is where Samus can start to get a pretty decent lead, maybe a stock or something like that. But Inkling is gonna refill the ink now. Probably the best time to do it is whenever you knock Samus away from you. Don't know why Inkling overshot that splat bomb so far. Maybe he was trying to charge it to hit Samus whenever she got back, but don't understand that decision, or that decision that much. I cannot speak anymore. But Samus with the Nair is going to be able to take Inkling stock. So Samus does have a stock lead currently, although that could disappear. I think that was a sour spot of down smash, or maybe Samus just DI'd that really well. I think that was actually Samus DI'ing that really well, because I don't think down smash has a sour spot for Inkling. Yeah, Samus at 169.4%. Definitely needs to watch out for Inkling getting like a roller or something like that, as that could take Samus' stock pretty easily. Inkling was able to recover from that though. Really good edge guard attempt from Samus, but it's not going to be enough. And then the roller is going to place Inkling like in the middle of Samus, so that whenever Inkling tried to down smash Samus, for some reason, didn't work. Don't know why you wouldn't go for up smash, even though this is like Final Destination, there's no platforms, but your opponent's at 180%, so up smash is going to kill, and it's got the like safest hitbox for you to throw it in that position. But yeah, Inkling's at 131% here, compared to Samus's 25, so Samus has definitely made a comeback. Sure, but Inkling could also just make a comeback out of that combo. If Inkling keeps doing combos like that, I mean. Definitely building up some percent. Rage is helping that, and a bit of ink as well. Like, if Inkling was at 200% and had like a massive amount of rage, and then Samus was also fully covered in ink, it would be pretty insane. But Samus with another downer is going to trade with Inkling's up air, but it's still able to spike. So Samus moves on to round 2. I mean, not round 2, but semifinals. Going to be playing against Ness. Yeah, Ness. I wasn't sure if it was Ness or Lucas. But now we've got Zelda versus Pikachu. Pikachu needs to be able to eliminate Zelda here, because if not, then the next person automatically gets to enter in the Contest of Champions for free. And that will hurt their ranking if they don't beat Zelda. But I guess they still will be able to get in. I think Pikachu definitely has a pretty strong matchup against Zelda, though. Because Pikachu's just too fast for Zelda. All of his moves are just way too quick. Zelda can't really combat him. But if Zelda does get a zone set up, maybe. But yeah, that down air almost killed Zelda. If it would have sweet spotted, that would have killed. And that would have been a nice combo as well. Actually traded with the up special there. If that wouldn't have traded and that would have had priority, that would have been a really good edge guard. Because then, our Pikachu might have been able to get a down smash 2-frame. Although I don't know if you can actually 2-frame teleport recoveries. I think you could have two-framed that one because whenever Zelda teleported, she was still in the teleport animation whenever the Thunderdroll traded with teleport. Yeah, that forward smash is going to be enough to take Pikachu's stock first because Zelda does have a bit of rage, but Pikachu lands a down air into a down special, which is going to be enough to take Zelda's stock. So it's an even game. And that forward air coming out from Pikachu, going to get him a decent amount of percent, but he still has a pretty bad, or not pretty bad, but kind of like a average disadvantage to Zelda. Like, especially if Zelda lands the lightning kick, then Pikachu's in a bad spot after that for sure. But yeah, Pikachu does have the lead, although that forward smash is going to give Zelda back the lead. That slide special from Zelda, not going to be enough to kill it, neither is that out smash, but it is going to do it some decent damage to Pikachu, knocking him to 99.7%, so he's pretty much at 100%. Definitely not something that you want to be at. Especially as Pikachu, where you can die to pretty much anything at 100% due to your lightweight. I thought Zelda died from that upper, actually. But she did die from the up smash, so Pikachu has the stock lead currently. Though Zelda had the stock lead for about a second, so maybe the same thing had happened to Pikachu. Pikachu recovering at a really weird spot, like, I guess to try and avoid a 2-frame. Although I don't think Pikachu really has to worry about 2 frames that much with Quick Attack. Maybe with Skull Bash, I could see that, but I don't think... Or I think it can be 2-frame, but I'm not really sure. Because I've never seen anyone 2-frame Quick Attack. As the timing's really tight. Yeah, that back throw, it's going to be enough to kill Pikachu there, so Zelda at about 47.7% now, 54.0, so Pikachu could still win this game, but Zelda can also still win this game, because Zelda can just get like a down throw neutral air twice or something like that, and then be able to match percent. Or maybe a few lightning kicks as well. Definitely thin the gap out a lot. Tries to go for the back air, definitely a riskier play, but didn't get punished too badly for it. Yeah, I don't understand why that Skull Bash was safe to throw out for Pikachu. I guess because Zelda tried to grab Pikachu. But, yeah, Pikachu is going to land the fair and eliminate Zelda. So, Pikachu moves on to finals against either Samus or Ness.